Hi, this is Akuku. I'm a stand-up comedian.
The eagle himself, Dr. Ofweneke, international stand-up comedian, TV host, radio host, entrepreneur, author, and a proud father and husband.
Well, what does it mean to be a man?
Being a man means owning up to your mistakes.
It's about sacrifices. It's about picking up yourself.
It means being responsible, meaning feeling proud of the responsibility that bestowed to you by God.
Whenever the road seems rocky and all blurry sometimes.
Being a man means making a change in the society.
Pick up yourself. That's what it is to be a man. You have to make it work no matter what.
Hello everybody, how you doing? This is your coach and your friend Robert Broalian. This is the All Man Show, the best show in East and Central Africa, south of the Sahara, and of course north of Limpopo by way of Busia, Buhalalire. Well, this is of course a show that does not look for perfect men. We're looking for men who want to be better tomorrow than they are today. And thank you to all who have been journeying this amazing and exciting time with us. And today, no different. We have another great man, a man who will inspire, a man who has quite a journey, a personal friend of mine. Many of you know him as a doctor. I know him simply as a guy called Bush. Well, Dr. Ofweneke.
Hey, you had to use the name Bush.
Of course.
You literally had to bring out our kitchen.
Unakam from student.
Ah, really? Hey, have you seen the change? You guy.
All right, as I was saying, he's just landed from Congo.
No Congo.
Bolingo Ofweneke. How you doing, bro?
I'm okay, how are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. I was wondering when I was going to come on the show.
And it's okay. Pole too.
How many times will I be passing here and you brought me in the studio? I'm like, okay, so is it that I don't have the content? Bro, I think you have started having pride.
It's okay.
We hear what you said. The biggest show.
Not just the biggest. In East and Central Africa.
And where?
South of the Sahara. North of Limpopo. By way of Busia,
You haven't gone to the UK?
Not yet.
After 11 years.
No. How you doing, my brother?
I'm okay.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
See you have a new look.
Well, it's a new season. It's a new season in my life.
Okay.
It's a season of I'm in a season of boldness. I'm a season of unshelling.
Boldness, Ofweneke? You've always been bold.
No.
Okay.
No. I'm in a new season now.
Right.
You see, this is the thing. I've realized I've not been giving myself as much credit as what people give me outside here.
Right.
When people think Ofweneke is this big comedian, Ofweneke is this big, one of the best MCs, Ofweneke is this big brand, I've realized deep down there's
Suna Maringo. But just go on.
Well, you being one of them, you've instigated the Maringo.
Yes.
I realized that deep down, I was still in my 20s, I was still fighting with some certain insecurities that maybe might have been affected by how I was growing up and some of the experience I've gone through in life. And I just thought that now that because I hit 30 this year, and I just thought it's time for me now to start being the number one audience. Being my number one audience, I start being the first person to clap for myself, the first person to appreciate myself, the first person to actually be proud of what God has enabled me to achieve.
In fact, talking about appreciation,
Yes.
I would like to take this opportunity to wish every man, every father, a happy Father's Day. You know, men are a forgotten breed. They have said time and time again, and I was reading something recently, that men are like a tractor. We dig, once we are done, we are put away. Like now you guys are done. And sometimes men are very unappreciated, fathers for that matter.
Exactly.
When they get old in desperation. The very people they worked hard for, ignore them.
And I think the thing is this, and as we appreciate the men as well, I think still on the same context, this is now my message to the ladies who are watching, and especially the wives, and even the girlfriends and the fiancés who know they have this man who they're looking forward to spending the rest of their lives with. I think it's time for also women ladies need to start understanding the important role that they play in the growth of a man, whether negatively or positively. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, bro. I think in my small Bible research, there are only two people who have actually been called helpers in the Bible. And that is the Holy Spirit in the upper room. When God was saying, when Jesus said, I will send you a helper.
Yes.
Then now in the book of Genesis, when Eve was being created. Now, being a helper means you are the ones who carry our vision. You're the ones who carry our pain, because physically and emotionally, they're the ones who have the womb to incubate. So
Preach,
it's me
brother,
coming and
preach.
telling you, this is my dream. So I'm telling you as my wife, because you are the incubator, you are the womb. So I'm telling you that you can grow it. And by growing it is by praying for me, by growing it is by standing by me, is by encouraging me morally, physically, is by you assuring that you're going to be there with me as the vision grows. So the moment ladies come to understand that you being a helper is both spiritual and physical, and everything a man is because of the kind of energy you give to this man, then now we'll stop having this feminism and everything. Then all of us will start to realize that we're working as a team to make sure that one, the marriage institution works, relationship works, and families still can end up being together.
Right.
And our children grow up in an environment that is that is family friendly. Because how a child grows up depends. It's directly affected by their past.
All right, we will take an offering after this very short sermonette. All right.
Yes, sir.
Of course, happy Father's Day to every man.
Happy Father's Day.
We appreciate every man. We are a forgotten breed, but happy Father's Day.
We thank God for that.
Bush.
Yes.
Can I say your other name?
Just say it. I mean, it's already the public domain.
Bush Oyolo.
Bush Oyolo. Now that you mentioned my lawyer names.
Don't make it sound very American. It's Oyolo.
No, it's all YOLO.
Okay.
Like YOLO, you only live once.
All right.
I was waiting for some. Okay.
I saw that. You are one of Kenya's best comedians.
We thank God for that.
Respected in the country and beyond.
Thank you, sir.
I've been with you in the US where you've done your gigs.
Thank you, sir.
And but Corona happened.
Yes.
And the truth of the matter, you comedians or artists or creatives,
Yes.
MCs, we thrive on crowds.
Yes.
That is our bread and butter.
Yes.
Then Corona happened. Crowds were stopped.
Faded away.
How have you survived?
Well, first of all,
And as you speak, I know you're speaking for very many others.
Exactly.
Yes.
and I don't want to sit here and I will not sit here and sugarcoat things and make so that I can make other comedians feel like they are the only ones who are going through a certain season. One thing, first of all, nobody was literally prepared for what is coming away. Nobody could see it coming. We've heard of past spreading diseases before, like a Spanish flu and the bird flu, but nobody saw Corona coming. I can tell you, bro, I think between the two of us, last year was to be my year. There were 3 endorsements coming. I was getting pay rises everywhere. I had gigs all over which had been booked from in and out of the country. Last year was to be my year. Then pop, Corona comes in February. Confirmed in Kenya around February, March. Then at the same time, my third born, Aisley, Sunday, is now born. I've already eaten up into my savings. And now it's time to now start asking myself questions. This kid needs diapers, this kid needs milk, this kid needs to eat. My wife has just given birth. So she needs to regain her body back. Her body is just requesting.
Requesting what?
Everything. It's
Okay.
requesting for food, it's requesting for...
It's just good to make things clear.
No, it's requesting for everything, literally,
All right.
because it's been a few months. So it's requesting for everything. But, and here I am, never been in a situation whereby I'm broke. Because I think ever since I moved out from my parents' house, I moved out and started earning and hustling into the industry. So as much as my growth in terms of financial capability had been growing, I'd never really been in a position whereby like I really don't have money. Even if I don't have money today, I know there's a check I'm waiting for.
How bad was it?
This was bad. Corona was bad. It was bad. All I know is that I was able to pay my rent. I was able to provide food. But at times I would ask myself, you're leaving the house, where are you going? This 1,000 shillings that is in your phone, you have to think, it's either I buy data bundles or I have to buy food in the house. You get? It's either Wi-Fi has quiesced from the house. You ask yourself, either I do hotspot on the TV if I really have to watch TV, or I have to buy food in the house. You look at the car, you're like, do I really need this German machine? And I told myself, actually, I don't need it. So I had to make a very tough decision because my wife has a small car. So I had to tell myself, I have to make a sacrifice and say, this big German machine has to go. And now I have to do what? I have now to bring my pride down and forget that I'm Ofweneke. And now if I'm going to use any car for means of transportation, then I have to use this small car. I have to get comfortable in it. Because it was a season of change. It was a season of learning in terms of finances and how to manage yourself. I had to tell myself, Is it a must for me to do chicken every single day as much as I want to impress my ancestors because I'm Luya? I have to tell myself, then I have to do chicken once a week. You get?
But let me ask you.
Yes.
You're saying all these things, and I'm glad you're speaking your heart out. But in the public, you are still Dr. Ofweneke. And when you go out there, people expect you to be
some certain.
You know, I had Jalang on the show, and he said his inbox full. People saying, help here, job here, I have not eaten, I have not paid rent. So you as Dr. Ofweneke, you are this very huge personality.
Yes.
And when you go out there, people expect you to be swimming in finances unconfined.
Exactly.
Did that put you under pressure? You're like, in your mind you're saying, if only you guys knew I'm struggling, should I spend this 1,000 shillings on fuel or food? But they don't know that. What pressure does that put on you as a public figure?
The pressure puts on me is that I have to live to the name that is in people's mind.
Is that what is hurting many people?
Exactly. It's because us as artists, we have refused to live within the confinements of what we can afford versus what the public expects us to live the kind of lifestyle. Because I was in a position, I got to a point I was like, you know what? Because I remember I was on Bagathi, and as I was climbing that Bagathi past RSC, I think Redeemed Church.
Yes.
There's that Kimlima. And I was listening to music and enjoying myself. And the lady just shouted from, she was in a big German machine. Hey, Ofweneke, unaendesha gari ndogo kama hiyo? Then, at first I was angry for 2 seconds. Then I realized, wait, hold a minute. Am I not moving? Then where I'm heading to, I'm going to meet a friend of mine who's telling me, Ofweneke, I have 3 cars and I'm stressed because my loans are taking me too fast. And I'm like, guess what? This guy has 2 German machines and 1 big Toyota. And this guy is full of loans. And they actually told me in a week's time, the bank is coming for these cars. I'm like, for me, there's no bank that is coming for me.
With your nice small car.
In my nice small car, there's no bank coming for me.
I know you have talked to people in the industry.
Yes.
Are there people who have just packed it in, gone into depression?
Yes, they have. Yes, they have. So many of them. I think there's no time I've dedicated myself into issues of the young upcoming guys in the industry, like during Corona time. I was so keen in calling them up and how are you doing, is everything okay? I can say if I can send you 100 shillings if you can buy Sukuma Wiki and Nyanya for 10 shillings, sort yourselves out. And it's because these kids don't have somebody to talk to. And it's because some of them, when they came into the industry as well, they came in and before you know, they're trending on Twitter and hashtag, this is the funniest comedian right now. And so it gets into them. So they don't know how to handle fame. Then before you know, the fame is here. They expect fame to come with the money. Then alas and behold, Corona is here. Then the expectations from the family.
Right.
There's some of them, because when you get into the industry, women like you, women want you. You end up finding yourself within 1 year of you being a comedian in the industry, you already have 3 baby mamas.
Okay.
So
hold on there. 3 baby mamas. Well, I really want to delve deeper into that. Well, we'd like to take a break, but don't go too far. Just go as far as the kitchen, get a glass of water, get some juice. If you're a Luya, please get some tea. I'm here with the great man, Sunday Oyolo. I don't know why he's trying to say Oyols, but it's Oyolo, otherwise known as Dr. Ofweneke. But also, we will be joined by another comedian. His name is Akuku Danger after this as well. Please keep it locked. This is the Omen Show. Again, the best show in East and Central Africa, south of the Sahara and north of Limpopo. See you after the break. Why are you laughing? We're talking matters, how has Corona affected the creative industry, in particular the comedians? And as I said before I took a break, we have another great man who's come, a man who also has a name that is known in every corner of this country and beyond. He is known as Mr. He is known as Akuku Danger. Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Looking sharp as always.
Thank you very much.
Comedians mnavaa kuvaa, eh?
We are dressing cotton here, let me tell you.
It's not a laughing matter.
Yeah.
We are in comedy business. We are not comedians.
Yeah.
We are sorry. Forgive us.
But you better let me tell you. Others are in the show business. us in the money-making business of
Yes.
comedy. In fact, we are humor peddlers. We're not comedians.
We're sorry sir, forgive me.
Content peddlers.
Okay, Akuku Denja, karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Umevaa pamba kuvaa pamba.
Maze, you know, I was coming to this show and Burale is known for his signature suits. Ofweneke signature suits.
Yes.
Nikasema, why not?
Ilibidi.
Why not?
Socks ndo kidogo, but it's okay. You're wearing it online.
Soft copy.
Akuku, karibu sana.
Asante.
Before you came in, we've had a very great conversation with Dr. Ofweneke.
Yeah.
And comedians thrive on crowds. MCs thrive on crowds. Pastors, we need the congregation. And then Corona happened. Ofweneke said, nobody expected Corona to happen.
Exactly.
Well, it came. Lockdown, no crowds. How did that affect you?
Well,
First and foremost, tell us your real name.
Oh, my real name is Manason, Mr. Manason Ojowi Ochieng.
Ofweneke, can you sit down?
Wow! You know that part is the Bible of Genesis.
Yes.
And Burale begot.
That's right.
And then begot. Bro, your name was good.
Was because
Lakini Ofweneke
ni jina ya pesa.
haiko kwa Genesis.
Haiko Genesis.
Haiko kwa Genesis, lakini iko kwa Bible.
Nebuchadnezzar.
It's a verse chapter ya kukotu watu walizaliwa.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway,
Nali begets Manason Ojowi Ochieng.
Manason Ojowi Ochieng.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, so now when Corona came, actually Corona, it caught everyone by a surprise.
Yes.
But I always love to view things in a very, you know, the half glass, half empty, you know, kind of thingy. I think it gave us an opportunity, we as comedians, to actually think out of the box, whereby we can, consumers can still get our content out there, we can still entertain them out there, but at the same time, also make money at it. Yeah, so that is, I think that is one ways which Corona actually diversified our craft. Yes. Because now as a comedian, now I was like, wow. Okay, if I'm not on Churchill show, now what am I supposed to do? How am I going to get money? If I cannot go to this particular hotel and, you know, there's no crowd, I can't. That means the platform that I have, which is my social media, that is my net worth. And that is, those are my followers. And if you convert your followers into an income, it also works. So to me, it just gave me different ways. Like now I need to be more on online than actually on stage.
Of course.
That is the difference. But anyway, it caught everyone by a surprise. We were like, what are we going to do next? What are we going to do? But now that is whereby as a comedian, you see, this is not just the only job that you have. You must have, your primary job, you know, is a comedian. But what do I have that supports this comedian? You see, you started by asking me my name. What's my real name? Yeah, Manason Ojowi. Now, this is the time.
Manason Ojowi.
Yes.
Ochieng, no?
Manason Ojowi Ochieng.
Ochieng. Right.
Yes. You see, now this is the time whereby now Manason has to work extra hard for Akuku Denja, for the survival of Akuku Denja. You know, then before Corona, it was Akuku Denja working for Manason Ojowi, but right now
roles change.
Roles have changed because right now I have to put on a suit, be that PR officer, what I studied in school sometimes, and be in an office, you know. But at the same time, you still also work as a Akuku Denja. So I think those are some of the ways I've been.
Absolutely. But the truth of the matter, and I want to pick up from what Dr. Ofweneke said.
Yeah.
Before the ground stopped shaking, we were still shocked. Yes, sasa mulienda online, but before that, kulikuwa na shaking and there was a bit of confusion.
Yes.
And Ofweneke told us here, he even had to sell his big German machine. He had to adjust a lot of things.
Yeah.
But I'll ask you what I asked him.
Yeah.
People know you as Akuku Denja. Very few know you as Manason.
Exactly.
So Akuku Denja, we expect you never to be broke.
Yeah.
How did that affect you? Because before when they're online, and before people now, you turn your followers into some income generating crowd.
Yes.
Kulikuwa naka shaking kidogo.
There was some shakiness in there because first of all we had to absorb the shock. This is here. What are we going to do? You know, so many things happened, but I thank God I didn't get to those extreme ends whereby now I'm forced, you know, to close my house. I'm forced to do this. I'm forced to do that because before then we also had small businesses running here and there that could also sustain Akuku Denja while he's on stage. Yes, so it happened, yes, but we still had something to eat. We thank God.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Ofweneke,
Yes.
I'm going to put you guys on the spot. Let's go to the online and Mr. Manason. Let me call him Mr. Manason, the PR officer.
Bro, breathe out. Breathe out.
Button zitaruka.
No, but chapelensia camera hapa.
Manderson has talked about having to go to the online space. But the truth of the matter, we've seen many people in the creative industry going to the online space, because that's where everybody's going, to the digital space, but also doing things that make them lose their dignity for followers, and then hoping to turn the followers into income generating crowd. What would you say to these people who are now going overboard and doing some crazy things? Because now, after some time, the truth of the matter is one day Corona will be out.
So actually, to me, it's almost out.
Yes. Umepata vaccine yako?
Vaccine? I'm supposed to be taking it.
So you don't even speak what you're saying it is. Mpaka upate ndo
But I drank the Holy Communion.
Come to my church, I need to teach you some things. Now,
No, I'm joking,
I know, but the truth is, after some time, Corona will be a thing of the past.
Yes.
And you'll need to come back to the crowds.
Yeah.
Churchill will come back.
Yes.
All these places will be open. Are you guys thinking on how many people are messing their brand online and they're forgetting they will one time come back to gatherings? What will people think about them?
For me, what I'll say is this, and I think it's one of the things you have taught me for almost more than a decade since we've been friends, is that in the middle of crisis, that's when either the worst of you or the best of you can come out. Yes. And all this will be determined by how desperate you are. For me, as much as my finances went down, it's not like it went empty, but I was able to provide for myself and my family comfortably despite the pandemic. But then again, I was very keen on not to misuse the brand Dr. Ofweneke and end up regretting. And I think it's the day I got a very big deal. And I called him and told, bro, I'm being told, it's a middle of a pandemic, I'm being told, Ofweneke, there's almost 700,000 here for you.
I remember.
Yes, I called him.
Yeah.
And I asked him, bro, should I take it? Because if, I mean, this money is good. I mean, it's 700, who's going to give you 700,000 right now in the middle of pandemic? But he recently told me, bro, what about the afterlife of Dr. Ofweneke as a brand? And bro, and now I thank God for you. I do not regret it at all, because that same client came, but they told me, now we don't want you to endorse us, but if you can host our events, we are okay. You get? But still the money has ended up where? In my pocket. So I will agree with you.
Hujanunulia lunch basi.
Ngoja sadaka inakuja ni check, bado imengoja one signature.
Hata breakfast.
Surely.
Breakfast, it's all, guys.
Unakuja tu kwa show yangu kunywa maji yangu.
Oh man, really, oh man, really.
No, it's you, oh man.
Oh man. So I've seen so many guys who are my friends who have ended up losing their brands during Corona because of desperation. Me, there's somebody who, from the US told me, can I advertise sex toys on my page? And the money was good. But I told myself, who is following Dr. Ofweneke? These are guys who don't need sex toys. They are married.
That's a story for another day.
Exactly.
I'm not sure about that. But
I see you.
You know what I'm saying?
I see you.
It's a crazy world out there.
So what I can say, as I finish, as I hand it over to him, let's just be careful to our colleagues in the industry. Suffering is for a period, but God always has a bigger plan. Don't lose you. Don't lose what you've worked for, what you've built, simply because of a short-term tier. Persevere.
Okay.
Cash strong. This will be me. I think I only was distressed for almost around 3 months. But the grace of God right now, I can smile. I'm smiling actually.
Drink some water, sir.
Thank you
On
very
your way
much.
to the bank.
Well, right now it's okay. I'm still at the power bank. But,
A bank is a
but
bank.
it's still a bank.
Mr. Manderson.
Well, you see, I think this one, it boils down to an individual. What is the reason why you started this? Why did you want to be, why are you a comedian in the first place? That is what I know how to do best. What are some of the values, that guides me in as much as I'm an artist, as a comedian out there? You see, as a comedian, for example, there's so many jokes you do and there's so many jokes you choose not to do, no matter how funny they are.
Exactly.
And it's not because of anything, but it's because of how will it represent my brand? How is it going to impact my brand? For example, one day I stand up, you find Akuku danger, I'm in a club, totally X-rated content. That is not who I am. When I wanted to do comedy, I just wanted to entertain people. I wanted to talk about my story, my life experiences here and there, you know. And that doesn't mean that I have to sell myself just to, you know, get the followers that I want. If kuna wale followers wenye wanaweza taka, if kama wanataka content ya walevi, kuna comedians they would follow for that. If they want sex toys, there are comedians they would also follow for that. So it boils down to an individual.
Wango will represent you and to get to here. Now you ni yake.
No, we don't discuss people who are not here to defend themselves.
No, in industry we know everybody's straight, but then when you want to have a good laugh, that's why he's the king of X-rated content.
Yes.
He's not here to defend himself. I will call him to the show.
No, call him to the show. He'll tell you.
But then you want to just laugh behind the scenes, like behind the camera, about bedroom. Owago will kill you.
I'll tell my producer, now nasikiza, nikileta Owago, I'll just do voiceover for the questions.
Just bring a sign language.
He's my good friend. I talk to him. He'll come to the show very soon.
He's an amazing guy, an amazing gentleman.
And a good businessman as well.
Yes,
an amazing
an entrepreneur.
Yes, now...
so, all in all, it depends. It boils down to who are you as a person. Yeah, what do you represent? What do you want? So, to me, well, kulikuwa na hizo pressure. Sometimes you want, you know, unaweza pata content ingine tamu, you want to talk about sex toys. Today you are the king of sex toys. I want to talk about it. It will make people laugh and everything. But at the end of the day,
that's not what you're known for.
That is not what you're known for. And it's not going to bring you money.
Let me ask a question. Yes. Let me make a statement then ask a question. Churchill has done an amazing job giving many of you guys platforms.
Salute you, sir.
He has earned his place in the history books.
Yes.
And history will judge him very kindly.
Yes.
Very.
But I'm going to take you guys to the deep end. He gave the platform. What you do with the platform is entirely up to you.
Exactly.
But I've seen comedians, and you're talking about how Corona has affected the creative industry, in particular the comedians.
Yes.
I've seen many comedians, when they hit hard times, they point fingers at him. Why? Personally, I don't think that's fair.
And it's not. Let me speak for myself. I do not think... This has always been my reasoning. Because every time this conversation comes up, I think I'm always among the top numbers in bloggers and internet magazines. I'm always among the guys who they'll call for comment. And I've always stuck by this argument. I am an adopted son to the Churchill Show. That's not where I started, because I started from Vitimbi, Vioja, Kenya Kona, then we got into Churchill.
Ulifanya Vitimbi?
I uttered the Mzojoang, excuse me, why do you think I have this?
Me, I thought you never baby bamba.
But the Simas is coming back. Simas is coming back. We're relaunching Simas. So this is the thing. This guy has a viewership of 10 million average on Churchill. Bro, by the time you end up, you have hosted Churchill before, some of the special events.
Right.
You have been there. By the time you end up on TV, either on Churchill Raw or Churchill Show, there has been a vetting of not less than 500 comedians.
Rigorous.
Rigorous.
Oh, is it?
But you only see how many comedians? Like 3 or 4?
Yes.
Then plus the interview. Bro, you have 7 minutes in front of 10 million Kenyans. Bro, which one is more worth it? Being paid, or think of how you're going to make use
of that platform?
Of this platform. Let me be honest. There are some times whereby I think I even forgot about my payment on the Churchill Show. But I'm asking myself, just appearing on Sunday, how many gigs and how many weddings have I been called? And that's what Dr. Ofweneke was able to get into the corporate world. Number 2, and I thank God for the favor I earned on Churchill's face. There are times Churchill would call me in the middle of the night. I'm in my house resting. I'm like, Ofweneke, there's a gig here. And I think, hii hapa kuna kizungu mingi, wewe jukuja hapa
na nyinyi ma comedians wote mnampatia tight hata in fact I want to challenge all of you guys.
Okay, hapo
Roger. I want to challenge all of you. Corona no corona. Have you guys come together and say this is our father? Wacha tumbariki. Si ati hana. It's just a principle
honor
of life.
Yes.
It's called honor. Honor is one of the most powerful
all
things.
I know is randomly I send him text of appreciation. Randomly.
Without even
random
na sasa umetumia wifi ya Java.
Si ya Java. Situmiangi ya Java.
All right.
Niko na data.
Okay, sawa. Mr. Manason.
Yes.
Otherwise known as Akuku Danger.
Yes.
Do you think now, even after Corona is a thing of the past,
Yeah.
your life has changed, your mission, your vision, your focus, because now Corona has come to recalibrate a lot of things in our minds. So you can't ignore the digital space. Even us as pastors now, even when gatherings come back, now there are some pastors who used to say Facebook Live is demonic. Now we are all on Facebook Live.
But let's also put you on the spot. Just walk with me here.
I'm with you.
Let's also put you pastors on the spot.
So you show me angle.
I know.
Just know the show is mine.
I
I can tell the producer we are done.
But what happens when you're on your Facebook and you're preaching, and for 1 hour, there are only one viewer?
Or two.
Or two.
And you have 4 children.
So
who are they watching?
Hey, so you do WhatsApp conference call.
Wachana sisi, eh? You know.
Umesema wawili, moja ni translator.
Yeah, moja ni translator.
The other is a translator.
Having said that, having said that,
King of Facebook.
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? I was Facebook Personality of the Year 2015.
Na
Akuku
si
Danger.
mchezo. Yes.
He's the only pastor amekuwa hebo. Mimi kuna pastor yake aligangana na mshirika mmoja. Nikajiambia akisumu. Then I was scared of leaving because now we were two.
Yes.
So I was scared of it because I thought he was going to curse me.
So that's about amen, amen.
So nilikaa tu hapo nikitembea kwa hao. Alafu message si deep.
Leave us. All right.
Well,
Now, tell me very quickly before I take
Yes.
a break.
Yes.
A lot, you were affected. I mean, the corona thing, as you said, finances were affected, gigs were affected, of course.
yeah.
Going forward, what do you think you people now should do? Because now you know anything can happen anytime. Very, very briefly before I take a break. And then
To
of
be
course we'll come
honest, right now, I think digital space is somewhere you can't ignore. For any sphere of life, be it wewe ni mama mboga pale. Even my mama mboga has hata kama si Facebook or Instagram, but there is a WhatsApp group that she's just made for her clients here. You know, if you want to order, you just place order, nataka sukuma wiki ya 40, you know. Yes. So digital space is something that we can't ignore. The only thing that's going to happen is with Corona or without Corona, it has diversified our thinking. Right now, if I'm a stand-up comic, how am I going to distribute my content out there without the stage? You get? So once you hack that, because right now I can even perform comedy in my own house and I'm just seated on the couch and I just entertain people, that is still distribution. So I think we as artists, personally me, I think it has just diversified my ways of thinking on how to do, you know, distribute my content and then how to monetize it also at the same time. So that is, we're talking about YouTube, Facebook and Instagram, all those. It doesn't mean that you have to, YouTube has to pay you directly on Facebook or anything like that, but you can endorse products on social media.
Absolutely.
Which is we have the market there.
It's a new marketing.
It is the new market, you know.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Corona, no Corona, these guys have said they're facing it head on. They'll go on YouTube, they'll go under the sea, over the air, whatever, but they're not going down. Well, I'm sure you're enjoying this show, but after the break, we're going to go deeper. Please do not go, just add some tea. These guys will drink some warm water here, add some tea, get some juice. What are you complaining about, Ofweneke?
Okay, sorry.
Drink tea in your house. Sorry. See you after the break. He's Mr. Manason, the other one is Mr. Bush. Manason. Manason who?
Ojoey.
Ojoey.
Yes.
And Mr. Bush who?
Sunday Bush.
Oyolo.
Oh, YOLO.
Well, great comedians, but we're talking about how, well, the pandemic has affected their craft, but they haven't gone down. They have circumvented, they have found other ways. As the song says, I will make a way where there seems to be no way.
Exactly.
Now, you said, thanks to Corona, you have also now ventured into other streams of income, PR. Ofweneke, have you ventured into anything else?
Yes, first of all, and this is for the ones who are married. My
No
number one,
toys, please.
number one verse.
Okay, all right, okay.
Guy, I'll get you for that. Behind the scenes, I'll get you on that one. Pastor. So, one, I've invested hugely in my wife's business. She deals in baby stuff, and I've seen tremendous. She's doing amazing. She's doing amazing. Two, I have gotten into. I've now opened a shop in town, whereby just in case you're passing by and you have too much luggage and you have things to do in town, and you don't know where to keep them. So you come, I keep them for you for a certain rate. You come in the evening, you pick them up. Number three, my agency, my PR agency is
Ruby?
now, It's now a Blue Bee. Blue Bee agent is now on the works of getting back. But now I'm getting more into branding strategy on it. Then I, as a person, as Dr. Ofweneke, I'm now also getting into, by your training, I'm also getting into a little bit of corporate training here and there. So I think, just like I said, Corona has given us opportunity of realizing that we had so much potential. So the thing before that, you were only comfortable with those 3 checks from 3 corporate companies in a week and 2 weddings in a month, and you're okay. But now we are realizing that I can actually do so much more. I'm actually way more smarter than this, and I can actually be able to achieve more. So I think for me, those are the ventures. But I've also put for myself a target that by 31st December, I have to have nothing less than 6 businesses that are running. And so far, 2 down, so 4 more to go.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
PR Guru.
Oh, yeah, I forgot it. And I've started something called Eagles Wear. I'm simply selling fedora capes and suits.
So sungeleta fedora kemoja
Tuchape
hapa.
luku.
Mbaya, unajua you are a model. Sasa wacha nimwambie, sasa ndakucall ndio sasa uanze
Unanilipa pesa ngahau maji.
No, exposure. Exposure.
So this is what we call bad manners. You are coming to my show to discuss your business. Unatafuta client amekuja kuongea na sisi.
Sorry.
Receive brain. Sema amen. By December 31st, you want to have 6 businesses.
6 businesses.
So 3 down, 3 to go.
3, yes.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Manison, Akuku Danger.
Yes.
You've gone into PR. Frasha was here some time back. And because of Corona, he ventured back. He went into, he's a physiotherapist by training.
Yes.
And he opened his own in somewhere in Parklands, you know. You do PR. Anything else you do?
Yes, actually just when before Corona actually started, I had a few businesses going on. Yeah, mimi ni muuzaji wa gas. Yeah,
okay.
If someone wants gas, I have lots of them.
Specify.
You deliver?
Yes, I also deliver. Yeah, if you need them, there are riders all over. I will send. And I also have a few M-Pesa shops here and there. Yeah, so I think that is what has been keeping me up and about. But I'm looking at the end of this year. I also, you know, hiyo kwa biashara yako hiyo ya masuti, tunaweza fanya kitu. I also want to come up with something.
Then this is a collabo.
This is a collabo. We can do a collabo. Alafu pastor tuombee hiyo kitu.
Bariki za shida.
Bariki.
Fungu la 10. Kitabu again from 10.
Alafu najua tuko kwa show yake so
Nikubaya. Sasa leo ndio corona.
Mr. Producer, can we get these 2 guests out of this show? I think they need to go and discuss their business. Well, I really wish you all the best.
Thank
and
you,
allow
sir.
me now to delve into something because I want my viewers to really get to know you. Akuku Danger, are you related to the one and only Akuku Danger?
Yes. That question I always answer it each and every time. That was my grandfather. He passed away in 2011. Yeah, I grew up in a polygamous family, in really polygamous. You know, there's polygamous and there's really polygamous. Yeah, my grandfather, that was my grandfather.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Dr. Ofweneke.
My
You also have a story.
Yes.
We see you people laughing and making people laugh, and but when you were born, you also had a story. I mean, I'm saying these things to show you and to show the viewers how the 2 of you especially are standing strong during this pandemic.
Yes.
Growing up in a polygamous family, you have to fight your way through.
Exactly.
You know, so
The
that
love
fighting,
is divided.
that fighting power, spirit
Yeah.
is holding you well right now.
Yes.
You as well have a story. When you were born, what happened?
I was born, that was January 17th, somewhere in Madhare area 4, around hapo kwa Chief. Then a week later on, because I was a product of Ghetto Love. That was to Devi and Atieno.
Unaita budako Devi, watu wa siku hizi umeharibika.
No,
It's
see
okay.
that was the names that were known at that time. Ilikuwa sasa unataka niingie sheng basi ndio so.
Ofweneke's father. We say that this is not the Omen show behavior. We shall talk to your son after this.
These all boys.
Yes.
This is all boys.
These all boys.
So that was so a week after my birth, they had their issues which were there before I was born, and mom just woke up and left.
Left you where?
Mimi niliachwa stairs, and I think that was the last time my dad ever. Actually, my birth is equal to the number of years my dad has never touched alcohol, because your day ametoka job, he was a sales guy back in the days. Ametoka job, ameingia the local pub, He's getting into his favorite drink. Just wakati amefanya tu anaambia Davy manze ni aje mtoia macho kwa stairs na ati. So my dad leaves his drink, rushes there to check on the kid. But niko hapo ndo majirani wananibeba naeka kwa hao. So that time already does, he takes me all the way to Mbotela where my grandma used to live. May God rest her soul in peace. So I grew up at some point thinking that my uncles and my aunties were my big bro and my big sisters.
Okay.
So, but it wasn't that much of an easy. I won't say I had such a privilege growing up, despite I'm a self-made. You get. So tukapo Mbotela tukamia that.
God made you, but go on.
Exactly. Yes. Sorry for that. So tukambotela Mbote tukaenda D. Tukaenda wase wote wakadingwa Mbote wanajua. Mbote it was three things. Either you come out as a bouncer, or a boxer, I'm a footballer.
Look at God.
Or even, and then the most is Mugondi. So I won't say you Mugondi haikunitoroka kuna mali get kiasi later on in life, but I thank God for the salvation as well. So from there, Ocha kiasi, then by the grace of God, my dad remarried later on as around five years to this amazing woman who I've grown calling mom. And
that is your mom.
That is my mom actually. Though later on in Form 3, I met my real mom. And one thing I respect her, may God rest her soul in peace again, is that for the 3 years that we knew each other, she was very keen on trying to make it up and mend the relationship.
Did you forgive her?
One of the things that I still fight until today, and I think at times we share that, is that because of my pride, my mom died on her deathbed at Kenyatta, knowing that I hadn't forgiven her. And later on in life, when now life starts teaching you things and you meeting people who have gone through the same things, is when now I regret every single day. I walk around with that guilt every single day, even now, that I wish I forgave that lady.
Before she died?
She died. Because even at her deathbed, and I was like, we ukufi sahi, we relax. I get. But me in this could have some. But I remember even for a week before I knew she was in the hospital, I was lenga her phone calls. And this is the person who has bought me my first mobile phone. But lenga simu zake. You get. So later on at times in life, I walk around and I'm like, especially when it gets to October every year, I get very emotional for all the weird reasons. Because I'm like, I wish I forgave this lady. Then it would have freed me of this guilt I have to work with for the rest of my life. Because she really tried. She was remorseful. She was like, I wish I stayed with your father. Because by the grace of God, my dad is now a respectable man in society. He worked himself up. He has his own name as well in the political space. Yes. And my mom, it was like, I wish I stayed with this guy compared to, God, no offense, to the guy he got married to. And told me, I wish, even look at the boy you are. You are, despite what I've had you gone through, from even living in the forest, being a street kid at some point, but you have gone into this. I wish I stayed. But mimi kiburi yangu ilikuwa, wewe acha, wewe uliniacha. Na geso tulia. And there she went. And this has always been my message to all those guys who are battling, with anger towards their father or mom because they separated. Number one lesson I've come to learn is whatever happened between your mom and dad is none of your business. It's none of your business at all.
The one thing I pick from Dr. Ofweneke is, and I want to encourage somebody out there, well, this is not a laughing matter. If you have issues of unforgiveness, Dr. Ofweneke says he walks around with guilt, wishes he forgave his mother before she died. If you have any issues, please forgive, and forgive. And I know that fighting spirit is what is holding you now, because I know you've been through a lot, but come out stronger.
Yes.
Akuku.
Yes.
What about your childhood and the things you've gone through that have held you in good stead to manage to surmount the challenges of this corona season?
Well, I grew up in a very huge family to start with. I actually went to the school where we had our own school. My grandfather had his own school I went to that mpaka maybe around class 1. That's when now we went back, somewhere, we relocated somewhere else, where now it was just me, my dad, my mom, and 5 of my siblings. We are 7. So now, well, I think one of the things that have really made me as I am, I think is because I had parents who were so supportive right from when I was a very little boy to date. Yeah, I got very supportive parents. That is both my mom and my dad. Though my mom passed later on in 2012, may God rest her soul. But looking back, I think my father was one of the people who actually helped me to reach this particular level. Because I remember when I first came to Nairobi, I came to Nairobi kusoma. I didn't come to do any other thing. And my first time coming here was in 2012. That's when I was joining my first year. Now, joining first year, you see, I'm just from Migori. I know I'm funny, but I don't know how to survive in Nairobi. I don't know where can I start. I normally watch Churchill Show home and every day. My dad came through for me in ways that, you know, not so many parents could, because as he said, going to Churchill Show, this is why this is important to me. Going to Churchill Show, for you to actually be among the performers, it was a rigorous exercise. Auditions and auditions and auditions. But my dad, you know, at the time I didn't have any job. This is, I'm shule, nimekam kusoma. But my father could still pay my fare to and fro from Rongai to Carnival, each and every week for audition for like 3 years. I never performed. But he used to pay my fare each and every week. Just go and try. That was his word.
That's my dad as well.
I could tell him, mazee father, mazee tuko na auditions Churchill Show, mazee na mimi sina hata ya kufika nini. He could send me, eat, tumia vizuri for tomorrow. Because in a week, we could go for Churchill auditions almost thrice in a week. Because Monday, you get picked. You go on Tuesday again, you get picked. You go on Wednesday, you get picked. Now, Thursday, ni day ya show, you don't perform. But still, you just come each and every week.
Going.
And my father never gave up on me. He never gave up, you know, sending me this small money. And which, to me, that really mattered, you know.
Wow.
It means he had also interest in
And I think, just to get up on that, I think it's very important for, I think the world is growing, and we are moving away from, it's not only office jobs that literally pay, even passion-based job is literally paying. I'm a legal by profession, but see what I've been doing for the past 12 years. And again, just like you said, having supportive parents, my dad, I think my dad was always there. I think all the times I was going for auditions for radio stations, dropping my demos. My old man, David, would always give me fare. My mom was always there for prayers. Thank God for Lily and Stella. My mom will tell me, my son, kuna siku utakuwa mkubwa, kuna siku watu wanakuona wanacheka, because even in school she will come and find me. And it has happened.
But I've heard you guys talking about your fathers. And again, to all the fathers, we salute you. Again, happy Father's Day. Your father is David, not Davy. David
Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Your father
Filippo Joey.
So Mr. Filippo Joey, Mr. David Sunday, we said thank you for standing with your sons. Look what the Lord has done with their lives. And to every other father there who denies themselves to make sure their children have it easier, happy Father's Day, and may God richly bless you. Now we've talked about the gigs. Corona happened, gigs are not happening, this and that, but things are coming back to normalcy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you guys doing gigs now?
Hey, can I cry?
Cry.
Can I cry?
Cry, but cry with an
Bro,
anointing.
if I show you my diary from this month, it's like God was telling me it's a rehearsal. But from July till October, I'm not going to be breathing.
You booked.
As I live here, I have a gig. Tomorrow I have a gig. My diary is too full. I can't say. I can just say thank God.
Asante sana.
That's anything. I have my new show coming up on the Switch as well. There's the other show on Kupatana. Things are just coming back. As it's like God. You see the way the Bible says, and I shall give it. Is it in what portion?
I shall give you tenfolds.
The tenfolds, yes. Tenfolds of what you missed. I think now God has
exceedingly abundant,
more than I could ever expect.
Okay.
I think for me that is the position I am right now.
All right.
Yes.
I thank God.
Yes.
Events are coming. Yeah, events
Fantastic.
are there. Yeah, events are there. We are doing them. Yeah, so far so good. The weddings, at least people can still wed. So yeah, those are opportunities for us. So actually, I think this month, actually from my last week, it's just been wedding. Actually, this month, I think I have weddings each and every weekend. But
all right.
yeah, so we say thank God.
And of course, thank you to the Omen Show. You people shook hands on a new business venture.
Oh yes. Now, good thing I hadn't fully done the registration fully. So now it's just a merge, and we are done.
Let's doing business.
Let's make money, sir.
Let's make
Thank
money,
you.
shall we?
Fungu la 10 tafadhali.
Nilijua.
Shake my hand.
Tuweza bagate.
Fungu la 10 tafadhali.
Ndio tumeanza, tuweza bagate.
No, you don't
Fungu
bagate.
la sita at least.
You
La
don't
sita.
you don't bargain with men of God. Well, really, guys, I really wish you the best, and I really honor the two of you. I mean, you guys have done well for yourselves.
Thank you, sir.
You have brought honor into the industry, you know. it's no longer just laughing, and people then laugh at you.
Exactly.
You understand?
Oh,
so
yes.
you brought honor and talked about your wife and your 3 children.
Yes.
Yes, I'm not yet married. Yes.
You're going against your family values.
I'm disappointing my grandfather.
He's rolling in his grave, bro.
But you look forward to getting married, of course.
Yes, of course. I'm looking forward to getting married one day.
Okay.
Yeah, but in the meantime, one step at a time. Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Unakuliwa tu fair meantime.
Wacha tukuliwe fair.
Ofweneke, whatever be kula fair. Thank you guys for coming in, Mr. Sunday, Dr. Ofweneke, a great friend of mine. Really, may God continue lifting you. Mr. Manson,
Yes.
Ojoy,
Yes.
may God continue lifting you. And when you get your children, do for them what your father did for you.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for being with us. This, of course, is the what? No, we're going to turn here. You're going to help me finish
But
this
even
one.
before, we wanted to say something, Akuku.
What?
I don't know what you're going to say. I just had to interrupt so that I
You
can
just
say
wanted
it.
to say
But now
something.
you'll have to say it. I want to say this live on TV.
Right.
I value the role you have played in my life.
Amen.
You have been a pillar, and at no time have I called you in the middle of the night and you've not picked up. At times when I'm not okay emotionally, mentally, you have stood by me. And if there's one thing I just want to thank God for, is you for being, I'm proud to say, you're not a friend. You're a big brother that I never had.
My pleasure.
Asante sana.
Glory to God.
Thank you so much.
Well, now we are in the spirit of interrupting. Allow me to interrupt
Yes.
also.
Yes.
Actually, the first time I ever met you, the first time we ever met, we were at the office, Othaya Churchill Show
Yes.
office. We were there, comedians, and we talked. And some of the lessons that we took from there, I think some of them are what have been guiding me
Thank
here
you.
and there. It was a short meeting, but it was. Do you know? Kwa hiyo meeting, mazee nilikuwa tunafea. Nilikuwa na so ya kutoka town to the office. I had 100 bob. Yeah, and then out of the blues, Burale was like, nani hapa hivi hana fare hata ya kurudi nyumbani? Hujui hata fare yako itatoka wapi? I did this. He gave me 2,000 Kenya shillings. 2,000. He said,
Bro, ulitembeaje tao?
he said, you're going home. Don't worry. 2,000. Si kwanza kule chips hata kwanza alitona pale kwanza.
I'd even forgotten. Wow. I remember the day I remember the day I came to talk to you.
You gave me 2,000 shillings and that was a lot of money. It
Thank you.
helped
Thank
us
you.
a good deal.
I do appreciate you guys. Thank you very much, and God richly bless you. Dr. Ofweneke, what's the most interesting thing you own?
Phone.
Are you a cat or a dog person?
Cut.
Takeout or home cooked meals?
I take out. Home cooked. Home cooked.
How long has it been since you last used public transport?
10 years.
Has someone ever taken your jokes personally and gotten upset?
Yes.
What's one of your favorite hobbies?
Music, mobile phone, socializing.
Which influential person, celebrity do you regret meeting?
Hey, my God, Vanessa Day.
Who would you say is your all-time favorite comedian?
Steve Harvey,
Aside from comedy, what other career path would you have taken?
lawyer.
What words of encouragement would you give to the upcoming comic?
Stay you, stay true, don't live to the public's pressure.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ofweneke.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Akuku Danger, what's the most interesting thing that you own?
A dog.
What compliment do you receive the most?
You're tall.
What would you do with $1 million shillings today?
I'd first of all invest in a charity.
Are you a morning or a night person?
Morning person.
Has someone ever taken your jokes personally and gotten upset?
Very much so.
One man that inspired you personally to pursue comedy?
Dave Chappelle.
Which influential person, celebrity do you regret meeting?
That has to be... no, pass.
That's a pass. What would you say, who would you say actually is your all-time favorite comedian?
Dave Chappelle.
Aside from comedy, what other career path would you have taken?
Journalism.
What word of encouragement would you have for an upcoming comic?
Prayer. Persistence. Perfection.
God bless you.
Thank you.
You too as
Now,
well.
ladies and gentlemen, this has been The Word.
Oh, man.
See you next week. God bless.